Hi everyone. Still playing catch up on my reading, but I think I'm actually going to catch up this week. This week we're doing This book, the most recent book I finished, is 2 Awesome Hours: Science-Based Strategies to Harness Your Best Time and Get Your Most Important Work Done by Josh Davis, PhD. Published in 2015. So when I picked this up, I just picked up books that were a bit shorter, so I can sort of smash through the amount of reading that I need to do before tomorrow. So I finished this one on Thursday. It's about how to create 2 awesome hours for you to be your most productive, your most efficient, and most creative when you're working. And he's got 5 strategies that he uses. So strategy 1 is recognizing your decision point. So for him, a decision point is when you've finished completing a task and before moving on to the next one, taking that time to sort of reflect and figure out what is the most important thing for you to do, rather than just rushing straight into another task that maybe is less important, but because it requires more automation, so something, say, like replying to emails, that you can spend a lot of time doing that and not actually get a lot done. Strategy 2 is managing your mental energy. So that's actually very similar to the last book that I read, I think, which goes in a bit more detail, which is The Energy Clock. But it's about knowing what's going to tire you out. So tasks that require more executive function or tasks that require more decision making means that you're going to get tired faster. So it's often better to have more executive function heavy parts of your work that you need to get done early in the morning, and then using the time in the afternoon for more creative tasks rather than the other way around, which is pretty interesting. The third one is stop fighting distractions. So here's a really interesting take on distractions. He says that basically our tendency to get distracted and stop focusing on one task is sort of genetic, or we're predisposed to it because we are because that's how we used to be as a species when we're hunter-gatherers. So we'd be like looking through the bushes for berries, and we're keeping an ear out to hear rustles in the leaves looking for lions or a snake or something like that. So he actually argues in this book that we shouldn't be trying to fight the distractions. We should just accept the fact that we've got distractions. And the way he describes it is almost like meditation. So when you're meditating and your mind starts wandering off from the meditation into something else you're thinking about, he has the same approach, which is just sort of accept the fact that your mind's wandering, allow your mind to wander off to think about the things that you're being distracted by, and just allow it to come naturally back to what you want to focus on. And that's a bit healthier than just forcing yourself to focus, which he says is not really how we were built. Leverage your mind-body connection. So that's largely about things you should eat at what time, whether or not like protein or carbohydrate heavy foods are better for creative or productive work, and when to do exercise. So he argues you should do 15 to 20 minutes of moderate exercise, like going for a jog, half an hour before you're supposed to start a task that you need to be productive for, and then for 2 hours, which is those awesome 2 hours, you're going to get the most productive amount of work done if you're using exercise to enhance your ability to be productive. Strategy 5 is make your workspace work for you. So it's talking about like not putting your phone within arm's reach. So you have to get up and reach it. And there was quite an interesting part about the color of lights. So if you have a light that's quite bright white, it has a different effect on your ability to be productive than a light that's white and has aspects of blue in it. And lights that are slightly darker and slightly darker lighting tends to help people be more creative, according to the psychological studies, which is pretty interesting. I'm just going to read a little bit about, and it's actually from the conclusion, but he breaks everything down again. It's from Stop Fighting Distractions, or Strategy 3. As critical as we claim attention is for our productivity, we have surely mistaken ideas about how it operates. For instance, we often describe it as a spotlight, but a spotlight stays put once you shine it on a spot. Our neural mechanisms for attention do not work that way at all. Our attention systems are designed to regularly refresh, to be ready to discover what is new in the environment, and to help us navigate a constantly changing world. No wonder when you force yourself to stay focused, you become maddeningly frustrated as you find your attention drifting. But letting your mind wander may be exactly what you need to do in order to find your focus again. Getting back on track should happen far quicker that way than if you jump to whatever other task grabs your attention. Reading the sports page or checking social media sites will often distract you for half an hour or longer, whereas staring out the window until you snap out of your daydream will probably have you back and focusing on your task in minutes, having engaged in some sort of important cognitive process that occur while your mind wanders. So it's pretty cool, really easy read. It's maybe an hour and a half to read. I think it was 150 pages perhaps. But yeah, if you're thinking about helping to improve your productivity, it's pretty good. Check it out.